Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a bracelet today, and I'm going to use some of the products that I've gotten from Beebeecraft. I have a coupon code for Beebeecraft. It's Teresa10, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the Beebeecraft homepage in case you want to go on there and look around and order some stuff. The coupon will save you 10% off your order if you make an order with them. They have just tons of beads and jewelry making supplies. I got this big package of 14mm Rivolis, and they were all different colors. And several videos ago I did a video where I bezeled these. I showed how I bezel these, and I did several different colors of earrings, and I'll link that video in the description box below, because I wanted to bezel enough to connect them together and make a bracelet, and I knew that showing how to do the bezel would take a while, so I did that video to show how to do the bezel, and now I'm going to do this video to show how I'm going to connect them together. So like I said, I'll link that video in the description box below in case you need to watch it to show how to bezel these. And I'm going to use these this color because I think it will be the easiest color for you to be able to see what I'm doing to match these little earrings. I'll have a bracelet and earring set here when I'm done. So I've got the 14mm Rivolis that I got from Beebeecraft, and I'm going to be using a few of the 11.0 Miyuki seed beads galvanized silver that I got from Beebeecraft several orders ago, just at the clasping area. I'm going to be using some 15. These are Miyuki. I'm going to be using some 15.0 Miyuki galvanized silver seed beads and some little 3mm bicones that I had in my stash to connect these together, and they're just kind of the same color as the Rivoli is here. It's kind of an aqua color. And then this little clasp is one that I got a few orders ago from Beebeecraft. I'm going to be using my 6-pound fire line and smoke, and I've got a size 12 beading needle. It's really important to use a size 12 beading needle or smaller, nothing bigger than a size 12, because I was working on trying to connect these together, and I thought I was using a size 12, and I got my needles mixed up, and I was using a size 11. And I broke several beads out of these. I had to do like 3 of these over because I broke beads trying to use a size 11 beading needle. So it's real important to use a size 12 rather than a size 11 like I was doing. And then other than that, I'll just be using my flat nose pliers to flatten my thread when to get it through the needle, and of course my scissors to cut my fire line. I think that's everything. I'll put links to all the Beebeecraft products I'm using in the description box below, and I'll put links to everything else I can find links for in the description box below too. So hold on, let me get some of this out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of my Rivolis here now, and my bicones and my 15.0s and my 11.0s. And I bezeled 8 of these. I think that'll be enough. It might be too much. My bracelet might end up being way too long. I usually do end up making everything way too long. But that's what I've got bezeled here. And if you want to, when you bezel these, if you want to leave your threads attached, like you would have your working thread and your tail thread, and if you want to just leave them attached and then attach these together with your threads that you have on each side, that would probably be the smartest way to do this, but I didn't do that, so I'm gonna have to just add threads as I go and sew around them and stuff. But first I'm gonna put my clasp on, and of course it doesn't matter which one we're coming out of this time. We're not having to center anything right now. I'm gonna zoom in probably really close here. But I'm going to be doing this. There's 3 rows of delicas here. And you got, like, I'm coming out of this one. You got 2, and then there's 2 offset, and then there's 2 offset. I'm going to be doing it this is the front of my bezel. And I'm going to be doing it in this row here. Not the row that's the very closest to the back, but the next one. And I'm going to be attaching my clasp to this delica I'm coming out of, and I'm going to skip over this delica and attach it into this delica. I'm going to be using these two. the one my thread's coming out of, and this one right here. So I'm going to pick up 3 11-ohs and one of my bicones and another 11-oh and my clasp. And now I'm going to come back down the 11-oh and the bicone. And I've had to put my thimble on my finger because I've wore my fingers out doing these bezels. Now I'm going to pick up 3 more 11-ohs. Now I started in this delica right here. I'm going to jump over this delica and go into this one. Now I need to turn my thread around so I can go back around this. So coming out of that delica right there, I'm going to go into the one on the diagonal. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go up the one right next to it. And I'm going to go back into the one that my 11-ohs are attached to. Now I'm going to go back up my 3 11-ohs, back into my bicone, and back into that 11-oh above the bicone. Back through my clasp. Now I'm going to go back down the 11-oh and the bicone. And I'm going to go back down the 3 11-ohs on the other side. And I'm going to go back into this 11-oh I started in here. Now I need to turn my thread around again. So I'm coming out of that bicone there. I'm going to go into the one on the diagonal. I'm going to go over here and go up to the one next to it. I'm going to go on into that, it's wanting to go on into that delica that my 11-ohs are attached to, and that would be the next one I'm going to go in anyway, so I'm going to take advantage of that and go on into that. Now I'm going to go around all that again. Go back up the 3 11-ohs, the bicone, the 11-oh, back into the clasp, back down the 11-oh, the bicone, back down these 3 11-ohs, and into the bicone that I started in. And then when I come back, we'll sew around to the other side and get centered. Well, I'm not in frame, okay. I'm going to do all that again. I'm going to sew it back up the 3 11-ohs, the bicone, the 11-oh, back into the clasp, back down the 11-oh, the bicone, these 3 11-ohs, and I'm going to come out this delica that I'm attached to. And then when I come back, we'll sew around to the other side and get centered and add the next Rivoli. So I'll be back. Okay, I went back around my clasp again, and it's on there good now. And I'm coming out of the bicone that I attached my clasp to. Now I'm going to go down here on the diagonal and sew up 2 on the diagonal. And I'm going to do that 7 times so that I can be centered, because I used 3. We started with 36 delicas, and then we skipped a bead and added a bead. So every other one, that means there's 18 of every other one of these. And I'm using 3 on this side and 3 on that side, so that's 6. So that leaves me 12, which means I need to leave 6 between this and my connection down here. So I'm going to sew through 6, and then the 7th one I'm going to attach to. So I'm going to actually sew through 7. So that was 1. Now I'm going to go down here and sew through that diagonal on, go through 2 on the diagonal again. That's 2. Now I'm going to sew through 2 on the diagonal again. That's 3. I'm going to sew through 2 on the diagonal again. That's 4. I'll sew through 2 on the diagonal again. That's 5. I'll sew through 2 on the diagonal again. That's 6. I'm going to sew through 2 on the diagonal again. That's 7. So that's going to center me exactly opposite where I put my clasp on. Now usually I have to lay these down to make sure I get this right and I don't end up with one this way and one this way. So I'm coming out this delica with my thread going this way toward me. So I'm going to pick up a 15-0. It's an 11-0 got in there. I'm going to pick up a 15-0, a bicone, and a 15-0. And it doesn't really matter on this one which one we go through yet, so I'm going to go through just any of the ones over here on this side, on this Rivoli. Now I'm going to pick up a 15-0. I'm going to go back up just my bicone. I'm going to pull this tight when I get it all in there, but I want y'all to be able to see. So I'm going to pick up another 15-0, and I'm coming out of this delica here. I want to go on the other side of it. Now I'm going to go back through the 15-0, the bicone, and the 15-0. Back into the delica on this side that I'm attached to. Into the 15-0, the delica, and the 15-0. Back into this delica that I started in. And I'm only going to go through that twice, so I'm going to pull this good and tight now. Now the next one I want to connect to, I'm going to skip one and connect to this one here. So I need to sew over there. So I'm coming out of here, I'm going to sew through 2 on the diagonal. These 2 on the diagonal. And then I'm going to sew into this one, which is the one I want to do this next connection in. Now I'm going to pick up a 15-0. A delica. And a 15-0. Now I'm coming out this side of this delica. I want to go over here and find the corresponding delica on this side. So I attached to this one. I want to skip that one and attach to this one. Now I'm going to pick up another 15-0 and go into just the bicone. And pick up another 15-0. Now I'm going to go into the other side of the delica I started in, which is this one right here. I'm going to tighten that up. Now I'm going to go back around that again. Back through the 15-0. The bicone and the 15-0. If I can get in there. There we go. Now I'm going to go back into the 15-0, or the delica I'm connected to. I'm going to go back into the 15-0. I think I can just get through the 15-0. I can't get through anything else this time. Now I'm going to go into the bicone and the 15-0 on this side. Now I'm going to go back into the delica I connected to. Now I need to get back to this. See, I'm centered opposite my clasp there. Now I need to get back to this delica. This Rivoli, so I can sew around to the other side of it and connect my next Rivoli. So I'm going to go into the 15-0 in the delica. Looks like I can just get through the 15-0 this time. The delica and the 15-0. And I'm going to go back into this delica that I connected to. And now I'm going to sew around to come out the center on the other side. So I'm right next to the delica that I connected to. So I need to sew through 7 on the diagonal, just like I did before. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. 6. 7. So now I'm going to be centered, so I need to take my other Rivoli here and lay it down here. And I'm coming out facing me, or pointing toward me again. So I'm going to pick up a 15-0, a bicone, and a 15-0. And I'm going to go, I want to make sure I go this way so that my Rivolis will both be facing up. So I'm just going to find any on this side, doesn't matter. Just make sure I'm in the right row. And I'm going to go through there, and I've strode 15-0s everywhere here. Now, I'm going to pick up another 15-0, back up the bicone, pick up another 15-0, and I'm going to locate the delica that I started in and go in the other side of it. So I started in this one. Was coming out this side. I'm going to go in the other side of it. Now I'm going to go back down the 15-0, the bicone, and the 15-0. I'm going to go back into the delica on this side that I attached to. Back up the 15-0, the bicone, and the other 15-0. Can't get through them all at once, so I'm going to go through the 15-0 by itself. And I'm going to go back into the delica that I started in. And now I need to get to the other one to attach my other one to. So I'm coming out of this one. I need to skip this one and go into this one. So I'm going to sew on the diagonal through those two and through those two. And that's the one I want to connect to. So I'm coming toward the outside this time. So I'm going to pick up a 15-0, a bicone, and a 15-0. And I'm going to find the corresponding delica on this side. So I'm attached to this one. I'm going to skip this one and attach to this one. Now I'll pick up another 15-0, go back into the bicone, pick up another 15-0, and go into the delica on this side that I started in on the other side. Now I'm going to go back through all that again. They have the 15-0, the bicone, and the 15-0. Back into the delica that I attached to. 15-0. The bicone and the 15-0. Back into the bicone that I attached to. Now I'm going to have to sew back down here so that I can get to this Rivoli so I can sew around and add my other Rivoli. So I'm going to go into the 15-0, the bicone, the 15-0, and I'm going to go into the delica that I'm attached to. And now I'm going to sew around again, just like I did these. I'm going to sew 2 through 7 and then attach the next one. I'm just going to keep doing that until I get all these attached. I'm not sure if I'll have to use all 8 or not. I'll just have to measure as I go. And then when I get to the other end, I'm just going to add the clasp. I'll sew around to find the center just like I've been doing. And I'll sew the other side of the clasp on just like I did this one. So when I get back, I'll be done and we'll see what I've got. So I'll be back. Okay, there's my bracelet all done now, and I brought the earrings out too so we could see them, and I have a matching set now, bracelet and earrings. I only used 7 of the Rivolis that I had bezeled, and it came to exactly 7.5 inches, which is what I usually go for in a bracelet, so I have an extra one. I don't know what I'll do with it. I might make another one and I'll have another pair of earrings. I don't know. I hope you all were able to see what I was doing. I know these beads are tiny and I was having to get in really close, and I hope I stayed in frame mostly. I doubt I stayed in frame all the time, but hopefully I stayed in frame most of the time so you could see what I was doing. Like I said, if you decide you want to make an order from Beebeecraft, that coupon code will save you 10% off your order, and they offer free shipping for orders over $25. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. I also sell gift cards and some extra beads and bindings that I have. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.